everybody, welcome back to Darvanalee Designs Studio. And for those that don't know, my name's Nicole Reed, and today we are here for my weekly Stitch with me. We are working on Snow Village, and this is what my piece is going to look like. It is a full piece. That's all I can fit on camera. We are working on this one right now. We've already done our first row, so we're working on our second row. I'm a little bit behind schedule on this one. I would have liked to have been a little bit further along, but you know, things happen. With retreat and all that sort of stuff, you don't get much stitching done. A little bit done, but not much. But anyway, we're here to put some stitches in, and as I said, I am working on this one here, which is called Skate and Sled Shop. So I'll just put my little picture away so I've got that for another time, and that's what it's going to look like in its entirety, and that's where I am at. So we are just working underneath here. So basically I'm working with tea and biscuits, and I've just got my little piece over here, so when I pack up I just sort of set it aside and go from there. So yeah, now I think I talked about this last time with the tea and biscuits. I'm just using it as if it's a regular floss because there really is not a great deal of variegation in it, so I'm sort of just using it as a regular floss, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, what have I got going on here? Okay, so that's that piece, and that is, why have I got that in there? Because I've obviously forgot that I had that already set up. So I'll just wind that up here, and then it's out of the way underneath, and then I'll finish off using the piece that I already have. All right, so not a great deal has happened since the last time I spoke to you, which was a Saturday, when I did the slow stitching Saturday, and I did not realise I was on for that long. But anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, all right. So I've had a little bit of a feedback about talking about books on the channel and all the rest of it, and so I do have my booktube channel where I talk about every single book that I read, and then it has been decided that on this channel I will talk about probably some of the cozier ones, more like your romance and stuff like that, and any series that I have been doing and talking about on this channel. So basically we have the Perfect series, which is by Blake Pierce, and I went and had a look after I did my last stitch with me, and I actually have 3 books that I can read from that series, and from what I can tell there'll be 26 in total. So there are bits and pieces there where they've got telling you that there's future books coming out. So basically I am up to book 19, and so I've got 19, I've read book 19 and I'm up to book 20, 21 and 22, or is it 19? Let me just think about that, because I looked at that a couple of weeks ago now. I'm pretty sure that I'm up to book 19, so it's 19, 20, 21 that I've got, and 22 is coming out in January. So and that is the Jessie Hunt series, and so it is really hard to talk about that book without giving little snippets away of the book. I mean, there's so much more that happens in them, and if you like sort of like FBI detective books, then you'll really enjoy this book. It's a quick and easy, like they're not huge, overly huge. Hang on, I just need to see where I'm at. Okay, so I just did that. Put one in there. Okay, sorry, I just lost my place for a moment there. They're not overly huge books either, so it's it makes it super easy to read them. Like, I think the most I've had in them is 230 pages is the biggest one I've had. Nearly all of them are under 200. They swing between 180 to 210 roughly. So they're pretty quick and easy to get through. I thoroughly enjoy them. I'm really enjoying them. So let me just that is there. All right, I'm just trying to work out where I'm at. Okay. Oh, they're home again. They are so lucky that Brendan's not home. The neighbours are driving us absolutely balmy because what have I done? Do not know what I'm doing here this morning, people. They play their music really loud, and what happens is they come home, and then they sit in the car for 10 minutes. And so you've got this music just pounding, and it's yeah, and they're new neighbours. So the ones with the kids have moved. They must have gone out to their property, because I think that was their end goal, and they've now rented their property out to Swiggers maybe. So they've got just people working and living here, and yeah, so they've really got no respect whatsoever. All right, let me just see what I'm doing here. Okay. I see what I've done. I was doing this at the retreat, and I've put a stitch in just then where I thought I was further along. That stitch was not supposed to go in there. Now I've just got to find the path that I took, which is a weird one. Too busy talking. So I'll just unpick these, or frog, whatever it is that we call it. It's frog out. So that is in the wrong spot. Ha ha ha! All right. Now we will be able to progress on. See, that's how you make counting mistakes, talking too much and not paying attention. It's not even a counting mistake, you just put it in the wrong spot. Probably counted right, just put it in the wrong spot. Okay, so let me try that again. Okay, that looks more like this little section here. All right, so, okay, so we've got to put one there. All right, that is going to look a lot better now. I think I made a mistake like that up here on this one. No, yeah, on the greenhouse, that's right. Yeah, I did something weird, but I haven't picked it out, I just left it as it was. No one can tell. I can't even find it. Somewhere there. Somewhere there. Yeah, so anyway, back to what I will be reading. Basically, I will continue on with that. I have found them on Scribe, so they're already on audio because I've done all these on audio. I don't have these in the physical. Apparently you can get them in the physical, but yeah, I haven't done them in the physical, and I don't think that I would read them again. So I'm happy just to listen to them as an audio, and then they're done and they're dusted. So that's sort of where I'm at the moment. So what am I doing? Okay, that's 3. Under that one, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, come back here one. All right. This is a straight line. Sorry, I always bugger these up, so I'm going to stop and start my conversation, obviously. When I'm working on the diagonal, I tend to, I don't know what I do, I just get directionally challenged or something. Something weird goes on and I end up putting stitches where I shouldn't put, and then I think I've seen what it's supposed to be, and no. But anyway, we now have that. That's all good. So I've got one more little cross to do, I think. Yep. And then we can go down that side of the house. Shop, store, whatever it's called. store. So yeah, I've got those 3 books to read. So that, and they're all around the 300 pages. So I think they're about 4 and 5 hours swinging between that. So I've got about 15 hours, and of course I speed them up, so that brings it down. I usually polish one of them off pretty quickly. I tend to I tend to just smash them out, and then they're just done. So, all right, now I've got that there. All right, let me just have a look. All right. Okay. And then there's another Virgin River one, and I haven't found the audio yet, so I'm going to have a look at that. And then I forgot all about that series that I was reading, that Sweet Magnolias is by Cheryl Wood. I completely forgot that I had that series. I'm like into book 3 of that, 2 or 3 of that, and that's got like 9 or 10 in it. So I'm going to start that up again and start reading that. So as I'm reading those series, I'll just talk about them here. And then that way you'll know what's going on, because I completely forgot about them. I mean, I could probably still do, like, I could probably dedicate a day to BookTube, but like just talking about the books and not have the second channel. But I really would like to just have the channel that is just dedicated to nothing but books. So on my BookTube one, I'm doing a reading challenge over there, which is a Read Around the World challenge. I'm also doing my Friday Classics, which is late. It's going up today at some stage. No. Is it going up today? No, it's going up next Friday. Today is Sunday, so it's not going up today. It's going up on Friday. On that, I may, you know what, I may still end up putting it up. And so who knows? You may have already seen it. I may have already put it up on the Sunday. So if it's there, it's there. But I've got so many books that I have read, and I have either vlogged or talked about or whatnot, that are scheduled or have to be edited, because I'm just reading so many books at the moment. And next year, for those that might be interested, we're doing a massive deep dive into classics. So I've got to do that video as well, where we're going to read Middlemarch and the Pickwick Papers, Middlemarch. We're also going to be reading The Count of Monte Cristo, The Woman in White, Vanity Fair, which is only a short one, so that's only going for a month. And there's a couple other ones that we're going to be doing next year, and we're just going to do like a deep dive. A deep dive into them, and like read a little bit at a time. And they were originally serialized. Vanity Fair wasn't, so I've just thrown that one in there. There's a couple other ones that were serialized as well, and we're doing the deep dive for them. And then of course I'm also part of the I Read Dead People I read Dead People Discord group, and so we're reading a lot of classics there as well. I'm hosting one in January. I'll be hosting that with Heather from Heather's Heroines and Heroes, or Heroes and Heroines. I always get her channel mixed up, which way it goes. But yeah, so I've got a lot of stuff happening and whatnot. So I'll be talking a little bit about books here, and of course I will still do the movie comparison as well. Savannah has said there's a couple of books that I've read that actually, because I'm not a movie buff or any by a long shot, but I've sort of started reading books that also have the movies with it and or TV shows. So I just finished reading Andy Weir's The Martian, so now I've got to watch the movie because I've never watched it. So the book was pretty good though on that, and I'm going to talk about that over on the BookTube channel. So if you're into books and you want to hear more about the books that I'm reading, because I'm a very eclectic reader, so there's something for everybody. So October I was on a real gothic kick, and so those are going to start coming. They'll start getting published soon. I've just done a review on a couple of short stories that I've done that I've got to edit. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I actually filmed that while I was in the car. I must look like a crazy person as I was driving along because, I talk with my hands and all the rest of it. So, yeah, that was quite amusing. Yeah, so I've got all that sort of happening. Now I can use this other tea and biscuits one that I wrapped up here. So, yeah, I can't believe that I forgot about that series. Like, I actually was enjoying it. Like, it was a nice, cozy little read. And I really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that it'll continue being a cozy read, and I think I stopped reading that because I wanted to actually wait until there was a couple more seasons out. I think that's what that was the thing behind it. I don't know. I do so many things on that. So, all right. So speaking of doing so many things, I have had a couple of comments lately, not so much on YouTube, but actually in person and also in, comments, and you do so much and all this sort of stuff. A few people have said to me, at first it sort of was just one person that said it, and now there's been a few other people who have said it that have gone, like, have basically, they follow me, they do all the things, they do the challenges and all that sort of stuff, and they said to me that they are struggling to keep up with me. Okay, now I just want to talk a little bit about trying to keep up with people and keep up with the Joneses. The first thing I'm going to say is you have to remember, okay, yes, I do a lot. I don't get a whole lot finished, but I do a lot. I make something every week because I do tutorials, okay, on the channel. So, yes, I'm making something every week. I have challenges going. I don't do all the challenges myself, but I've created them for you guys. So I don't do those. So I just want to give you a little bit of perspective about what happens on a daily basis here. And so, actually, I might just pop that up there out of the way again and just get a different color. So basically a couple of people via email and also via like actually talking to me in person have said they struggle to keep up with me. Now, I am going to say that is not the object of the game here. You are not meant to keep up with me. Okay, you are to do these things in your own time. And yes, I do create a lot of stuff for you guys, and I'm happy to do that, but I'm not expecting you to get stressed about it and trying to keep up with me and, spending money that you might not have, or even just stressing yourself out and trying to do all the things. Now, I do not do all the things, just so you know. I do not do all the challenges. I have started challenges like this year I started the journal challenge, and I got busy and I couldn't continue doing it. So I've set my journal aside. It's in a little part of my sewing room. It's sitting there. I still have all the things to do it, and when I have some time, I will sit down and I do it. I still have the prompts and all that sort of stuff. I have a reading journal, so when I'm reading books, and it's just a visualization that I want to keep on my bookshelf. So when I'm old and all the rest of it, and I've changed my books out, I can flick through those books and see what I've already read. I know that there's apps for it and all the rest of it, but it's a way of relaxing. I don't expect you to do that either. All the sewing challenges and the stitching challenges and the reading bingos, you don't have to try and keep up with me. Reading, I am a crazy reader. Like, I read a lot. I am quite capable of reading 2 physical books, sometimes 3, depending on the size, a week. Okay, I can read them in a week. I might not do anything else while I'm doing that reading. Now, I am reading even more than that in a week because I'm also listening to audiobooks, and some of them are not that long and I speed them up. Okay, I do not expect you to keep up with everything that is on the channel. I do a multitude of things because I have a multitude of people that have different interests. Okay, so this is something that I just create for you to keep you motivated, to keep you going along, and hopefully you get some enjoyment out of it, and that is the point of it. So when it comes to the stitching challenges or the sewing challenges, you don't have to do both, but if you've got time to do both, then do both. If you want to do all of the stitching challenges, do all the stitching challenges, which are a bingo that I roll. If you don't want to do any that week, just skip that week. You don't have to do it. Okay, if you want to sew all the sewing tutorials and quilt blocks and the ABC quilt block challenge, which I ended up having to stop because I just could not keep up with it. And I am going to redo that. I am going to revisit that next year. That is definitely going to be part of my channel next year, and it will be part of, it'll either go up on a Tuesday or whatnot, but there'll be, there's the ABC, it's called the ABC. So there's 26. So there's 26 fortnights in the, I've just got to have a look where I'm at, that I will be able to do blocks for. So basically, if you can do them, do them. If you can't do them, don't do them. I'm not putting pressure on you. It is just something to keep you motivated, to keep you moving along, possibly learn new skills. My intention for that was not to stress anybody out. My intention was for you guys to have some motivation and get some stitching and sewing and or reading done. Okay, but in saying that, if you want to do all the things, do all the things. There's nothing stopping you from doing all the things. But please do not make other people feel bad about doing nothing or only doing one thing. And as I said, I am a multi-craft channel. That is well established now. So I have multi-craft challenges going. And also you would have noticed that my group has changed, and it's quilting, crafting, and reading. So that is why we talk about books in there and all that sort of stuff. Although we don't talk a lot of books in there, I must admit that is not something that gets talked about a lot. And so basically that's fine. But I will post my booktube in there, and I will post my crafting stuff in there. And so that's why I now have, we also had a photography challenge this year that dropped off because there was only a couple of us doing it, and that ended up dropping off because I got busy and it was taking a lot to do. So, but I'm probably going to revisit that again next year and just do it a little bit different. The bingo rolls are working really well, so that's why I'm going with that. But again, I don't want you to feel like you have to do everything. What I would love the most is if you just watched all my videos. If you do some of the things, that's great. Share them over in the group, get the conversation going. I'd really, really love that. Just do what you can. Don't stress yourself out. Like everybody has a different perspective on things and whatnot. And I can assure you, I do not do all the things. Yes, I do a tutorial every week. Yes, I do crafting with DDs, but it's things that I want to make. Things that are possibly even things that I started and cut out and haven't finished. So I'm trying to get those finished. Slow Stitching Saturday is about doing things that I've wanted to do for a long time and just taking that moment to relax and all the rest of it. I cross stitch every single day. Every night I try, well, sometimes I don't. Last couple of weeks have been pretty hit and miss, but I try to stitch every single day, even if it's only for half an hour. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you would have heard me talk in my floss tubes and whatnot, where I've said that I want to focus just on a couple of pieces for a month. So for that month, you'll just see a couple of pieces. So my intention going forward into next year, because I was getting so much done on those pieces that I was just focusing on for that week or whatever, or that month, like September sampler, I got a lot done. DD Spooktober was a bit frazzled. I did not take into account the level of stress and anxiety that was going to be in the house with leading up to exams and all that sort of stuff. So that was my bad. But I still got some stitching in. I got a fair bit done on Halloween Quaker. And so basically that's what I'm going to do going forward. I'm just going to pull out, maybe 5 things, 6 things, and just rotate them through each week and work on them you know, I may even pull out less because I also want to work on Red Dragon. I can talk about it freely today because she's not here. I want to work on Red Dragon because I want to have that done for Savannah for her 21st. And I really, really want to get that done. So I've really got to start focusing on that. So that is going to be my focus piece, my Haid for a while. I might slip another one in every now and again. And then I'm thinking that, you know, like I was thinking 5 is a nice number to rotate through for the month. And then that way I can spend, you know, if I've got 5, I can spend, I don't know, 3 or 4 days on each one and just rotate that through. So it means that like I'll probably have less to show in the way of stitching, but I don't think you guys are going to mind that if you're going to see more finishes and more progress, like a lot more progress instead of just little snippets. So that's another reason why I have done this, and I'm just doing this every Monday because it's an hour that I'm spending on it. Sometimes I spend more time on it because I'll stitch on it on a Sunday, depending how busy I am. But I'm making more progress by doing this, so it's more inclined to get finished. Whereas if I just have all my projects and I rotate through those, I'm only getting a little bit on many. So if I just streamline it a bit, does that make sense? Streamline it a little bit and really start to knuckle down and make progress on my samplers and on all my whips rather, because what I was going to say is Sampler September really showed me by just pulling those, I think, what did I pull out? 4 and I started 1. I really made some progress, and spending an hour a day on a focus piece. So if I spend an hour a day on my Haid, I'm going to make some good progress on that. So yeah, so that I could probably do 100 stitches, but I think an hour a day is probably better. That's 7 hours a week if I stitch on it every single day. And the reason that I'm thinking of doing that with the Haid is because sometimes that will be maybe 100, 200 stitches. Other times it might be only 100 stitches, depending how confetti heavy it is. So that's the sort of thing that I'm looking at doing, and I really want to get that focusing and, you know, really knuckle down and get rid of some of these whips that I've had here for quite some time. And then I did exactly the same thing, although I didn't end up doing an hour a day. So I think I only ended up getting 20 hours in on Halloween Quaker in the end, because there was quite a few days that I missed. I'm thinking that if, you know, that's a lot of stitching. You know, even if I, you know, as I said, had the Haid and 2 pieces that I focus on for that week, and I spend a minimum of 3 to 4 hours a night. So, you know, if I've got 3 hours, I can do an hour on the Haid, and then I've got an hour and a half each night to work on 2 others. I haven't narrowed it down to what I'm going to work on, but how I am going to select them each month is I'm going to put all my whips onto a wheel. And basically what I'm going to do, except for excluding September and October, because September is Sampler September and October is all of my Halloween stitching. So I'm still going to have them on the wheel and stitch on them during the year. And so what I will do is have all of my projects, and I'm going to film a video of all of my projects. So it'll be a whip parade and me. I don't know if I'm going to show like every detail of me adding the things to the wheel, but what I will, you know, add it to the wheel and whatnot. And I'm also going to be updating my whip journal because I've finished them, and so I'm starting a new one. I'm actually going to go to a different planner because the planner that I've got, it's bulky, and it's the Happy Planner, and I'm not happy with the Happy Planner at this point. I want something different, and I'm thinking I'm just going to go with a dot journal, grab one of those from Kmart. We can get some cheap ones from there, and set it up the same way, and just have it with the pictures in there, but just use the stickers again. I can use the stickers most definitely, but I'm thinking that I'm going to just have it in a dot journal so it's all in one place, and, you know, I can also have a page for it to put my thoughts down and what I thought and any finishing ideas and all the rest of it, because at the moment I don't have that. with my WIP journal. So I want to update that. And I also I'm not doing, I don't think I'm going to be doing many challenges except for my own next year. I might do 1 or 2 other groups. Maybe I'll see how I go, because I want to really make some progress, and the bingo prompts are going to be helping me make progress for sure. Got a piece of hair there. Hope that's not on the camera. That'll be annoying the crap out of everybody if it is. All right, I just have to count. Oh, look at that. I just stitched along. And I've only got 1 more to do for that, and then I can turn. Yeah, so basically that's what I want to do. I just want to oh, hopefully you cannot hear that music. Now it's the neighbours across the road. Oh, seriously, I just yeah. It's just constant. It's become stressful. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. Just ignore it, Nicole, and just breathe through it and don't worry about it. Normally I have a book in it, in my ear, and I can put, like, I've got Bluetooth headphones that I can put over, and it sort of blocks all the sound out, and I don't have to deal with it. But when I'm filming, and it's the weekend too, so I don't tend to get too poopy with them on the weekend. I do at 5:30 in the morning, as I did the other morning, and they got the wrath of my husband. It was funny. Sorry if I bumped the microphone then. I do apologise. It was so funny. I come out in the morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 12, 14. Okay. Right, now I've counted that twice. How cool are these pencils? I got these, oh, where did I get these from? AliExpress or Wish? Maybe Wish. I think they were Wish. But these are a plastic pencil, and they have a tip on the end, okay, that screws off, but you don't have to sharpen them. You can get replacement tips. So that is all lead, and you just screw them in, and yeah, you don't have to sharpen them or anything like that. So your lead doesn't get broken. I get pencils, and I drop you drop your pencil case, and it breaks the lead. But they just work like, they're not as heavy as, like, they're not like a dark lead, but they're perfect for this. Like, yeah, I know I just showed that, but I was just showing you very quickly. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with them, and they came in a pack of 6, so I got all different colours. My girls have tried to nick them, and I'm like, bugger off. But I've got a heap of these now, so they're really good. I normally use friction pens, but all my friction pens are, like, I've got to get a whole heap, and the other ones I get refills for them. And most of my friction pens, except for one, has run out, so I'm not using it to mark. I've got to go get some refills and sort it out. So yeah, so anyway, I'm not thinking, I'm thinking that I'm not going to be doing any challenges next year, because I really, like, I joined a whole heap of challenges again this year, and about, I don't know, about halfway through the year, maybe May, yeah, I couldn't keep up with it. It was stressing me out, and so I just dropped it. One group goes, "Oh, you don't have to leave," and I just left the group because I was getting notifications for it, and it was stressing me out. And I was doing no new starts, and have I started anything except for the Queen thing? I don't think I have. No, I don't think I've started anything. I'm getting close to a couple of starts. There's one of my fancy ladies that I'm going to start at the end of November. And then there's the bee thing, the bee humming. What is it? Humming of Bees by Blackbird Design. I'm going to start that. And in December, I'm starting the gift that I got, which is Beggar's Christmas. So, yeah, like, I've got a couple of starts, but that's pretty much all I'm going to be start. Oh, and Peppermint House is another one that I'm starting. But they are stitch alongs that I'm doing. Other than that, come New Year's, I've got my Halloween piece, but that's to replace my Halloween Quaker. So I've got to have my Halloween Quaker finished by the end of the year. I've got to do some frogging in that first before I can continue stitching. And I have a plan of attack for that now, so that's not a problem. Oops, sorry about that. I just got hooked up. So yeah, so I've got some videos coming on how I'm going to set up my WIP journal. I don't tend to have a WIP journal for my quilts and stuff like that, but I am going to also set that up, and it'll be set up very similar to my cross stitch one. So basically I'm going to film my cross stitch one because I have more stuff to go in that one. And then you just adapt it to whatever it is. So if you sew clothes, do that. If you want to incorporate the whole lot in, I suggest that you pull out every WIP that you've got, whether it be quilting, machine embroidery, cross stitch, hand embroidery, anything that you are crafting, whether it's anything, absolutely anything, sewing, diamond painting, all that sort of stuff. And that's what I'm actually thinking of doing, is actually incorporating everything into one book, and just have it in there. So my plan, I'm still thinking on that. So my plan is to pull out all my WIPs and basically put them in to a one journal, and then have a little picture of it so I know what it is, have a page beside it so I can and alternate. So basically if I've got the sticker and information on this side, the next project I'll put it over, it'll be on this side of the book, so then just the writing page, it won't bulk up too much. So I've got a plan in my head and I'm going to film that. That'll probably be in like coming up in December. It won't be for November. November's already planned out, and most of December's planned out as well. But I do have a couple of spots there that I'll be able to add some stuff in, and that'll probably be one of them. And then after Christmas is when I'll probably I don't think I'm going to do a WIP parade. I don't know yet. I think I might do a WIP parade of what my focus pieces are going to be towards the end of the year. So I'll just I'll play that by ear. And it also depends on my time schedule too. These videos may go up in the later part of December, and because we've got a couple of advents happening. So I've got an ornament advent happening, and I also have a another one as well, which is one a little bit interactive. You can go and do that as well, like it's not just me stitching and or doing stuff. So I've got that as well, and I'm thinking that I'm not 100% sure whether they're going to go up as shorts or not, because if you put up a video and then you put up a short, what can happen is it can throw the algorithm out and throw your watch time out. So I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do it right now. I may end up just doing a short, and yeah, because I have I'll just see how we go. Or I'll just do it at the beginning of every video that comes up onto the channel, and then yeah, that's probably a better idea. I'll just do it at the beginning of every video that comes up onto the channel for the 24 days. So yeah, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I've got this awesome gift for Brendan. I've got to order it this week. It's a card game. I've seen it popping up everywhere on Instagram and places like that. And so basically, it's a card game, and you pull a card out and it'll tell you to take different directions. It's called Getting Lost. And so I thought, my husband and I like to drive and just do things, like just drive. We don't necessarily have to go and do anything. We just like to get in the car and drive. And so I was thinking getting that for him, and then maybe once or twice a month playing that, getting in the car and just seeing where we end up. Yeah, it'll depend on money and stuff like that. But like just something different, and maybe even film some of it to share with you guys for on his channel because it's involving cars. And yeah, and I just thought that is going to be the perfect gift for him because he will love that. He's so hard to buy for. Normally I just get him a super cheap auto card gift card and so a bag of chocolates and like different chocolates that he likes, and I give him that because he's so hard to buy for. He you know, and we don't really do gifts. It's just a token gift. But I thought this year I'll get him that, and I also got for both of us just to do something a little bit different at night. He got a puzzle to do with Mia, and Mia hasn't been here, so I thought that I would maybe bust that puzzle out. But I've got a table where we can put all the pieces out. It's a deluxe table, and we can set it up in the lounge room and we can work on it side by side, but all the pieces are stored in it. So yeah, I got that from where did I get that from? Innovations Box Collection, one of those. It's the same company, but yeah. Yeah, so I thought maybe we could do a couple of puzzles together or something like that, and something a little different. He probably won't want to do it, but that's yeah. So that's what I'm getting. I've already got Savannah's book box, so she'll be wrapped. That's on its way. Yeah, and I've also got a book advent which I'm going to be doing over on my BookTube channel, and I'll probably just do it as a shorts over there. So because 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, two more. Yeah, because I don't know. I'll see how we go because the short, like the advents are different. Now, last year we had a mystery one. I haven't got a mystery one this year. I think that lady got kicked out of the group for selling dodgy stuff, but I don't have a mystery one coming. So unfortunately, we don't have the giggles and all the rest of it. We were only talking about this the other night, the ladies and and I was saying that, you know, I don't have that one, and that like it was so funny. Like it was so funny. And I had people watching from all over to find it, like just hysterical. It was just hysterical. Um it was that ridiculous that it was hysterical. But in saying that, I've actually used some of the stuff, and it was geared towards junk journaling. But that wasn't disclosed. And yeah, so I've been looking at some other ones and whatnot, but I've got two here, and I think I'm just going to stick with that this year. And yeah, and that way the craft videos at the front of all the videos that I've got planned for that time, it will basically go up before that. It'll be the first part of the video before we get started. Now, I don't have my schedule in front of me, but I do have a lot of videos going up in December. So you will be very, very busy watching and seeing what I'm getting up to. And I actually post a video every single day up until Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas Day, there's my my Christmas message. No. Who do I think I am? There is, I usually put up a video just to say, wish everybody a Merry Christmas and say thank you very much. And the reason that I put it up on Christmas Day, sometimes I'll do a stitch with me on Christmas Day as well, because my folks in my house do not come out of bed until very, very late, especially now that Mia's not here. There is no motivation for those peeps to get out of bed. So I'm just going to come out and do a stitch with me and upload it. I might even do a live, see how I go, because that time of the day is actually Christmas Eve for US and UK and all the rest of it. So yeah, I don't know, see how I go. But anyway, I am planning on doing pretty much a video every day right up until Christmas Day, including Christmas Day. And if I can just reach it, I've got too much stuff sitting on it. Oh, no. So basically what I do, I just print these calendars off the internet, and then I just have them and draw in pencil and then cross them out as they've been done, or cancel things, like things move around. So I do this at the beginning. I usually do this in August, but I did this in September, I think it was. I generally do not share what I'm going to do because I'd like it to be a surprise for you. But yeah, and some things I'll sit down for 2 days and then it'll only take one sitting and whatnot. So, but yeah, so I've got a fair bit of stuff going on in December. I'm just looking here, we actually have a video going up every single day in the month of December. So a lot of them are crafts and stuff like that, so they will be pre-recorded and all the rest of it. The last week of November, my Saturdays and my Sundays and Mondays and Tuesdays will be wholly and solely dedicated to filming for December and stuff like that. So there will be, they will go up. They'll get filmed, so I'll be they'll get filmed the day before. A lot of all the advent and everything will get filmed the day before to go up with the video and whatnot. So I will be doing a lot of stuff because I stopped taking quilts in from the 1st of December. So I know that I will have everything done by that last week of So Sunday the 27th, 28th and 29th of and 30th, Wednesday the 30th of November is dedicated to what I call production week. So that means that I will be doing so much filming in that time for both my channels that I will basically get up first thing in the morning and I will just film until I can't film anymore. Then I basically transfer everything over to files and then I just edit every afternoon until they're all done. I do about 4 hours of editing every single day because a lot of things I can do in one take. The only video that isn't pre-filmed is my floss tube because that is done on a Thursday prior to it being released. And sometimes slow stitching Saturday gets filmed on the Saturday as well because they're the two that I can mess around with. But yeah, I have a lot of just to give you some idea, my Stitch With Me I'll be doing on the Monday. I'll be stitching on Holiday Quaker, which is by the same people that done Halloween Quaker. That is, I must say, going a lot better than what Halloween Quaker is. This gives you an idea. That's pretty much all the stuff that we've got going on. So we have some wool felt crafts. We have some not cricket, what do you call it? Silhouette crafts that I'm going to do. We have some bag making, we have some gifts ideas, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, we've just got a lot of stuff. I do have a whip parade put down for the 30th of December, and some of my floss tubes will actually be setting up my whip journal and everything and what I'm going to be taking in December. It won't be necessarily a lot of what I've stitched on because you'll be seeing that on the channel anyway because I'll be focusing on the Stitch With Me and I'll probably just be showing you my sales that I'm working on for that month. So there is a lot of stuff happening, and as I said, the floss tube ones, some of them I can pre-record. The first one will probably be what I've worked on, and then the ones leading up until the whip parade will be me just setting up my whip journal and stuff like that. So I don't know how good it's going to be, but it's just basically the process because I've had some questions about my process. How do I work out what I'm going to stitch on? How I have actually just recently had a question about how I set up my whip journal and stuff like that as well. So I'm just trying to incorporate that in because obviously people are asking the questions, so there may be some interest within the greater. I've tried different methods over the years. Some have been confusing for others and all the rest of it, but I think I've found a happy medium now. And as I said, I'm still umming and ahhing. I've got to go through all of my stuff, and I'll do that in the last week of I may even start sorting that out quilt wise and sewing wise projects and all that, and put them all in and just document when I started and finish it, and it'll be good visual representation too, and it'll help me keep on track and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's sort of the plan at this point. So you'll have to tune in for those. But we are getting close to the 50-minute mark. I was just looking there. So I'm going to finish this box and then call it a day so I can get this up transferred and edited and uploaded. So yeah, so there's some exciting stuff coming. And of course, they are all subject to change as well, because sometimes I might not be able to get the stuff in town that I need, or I don't have the supplies here, and being the silly season, everything slows down. So there is all of that as well. All right. So yeah, as I said, they are subject to change. But in saying that, they may get moved, you know, a week or two, or sometimes they might get bumped to another month. Yeah, so I will be doing a lot of batch filming through the month of December and well, actually the last week of November through into December, and then also into January, because I don't take any quilts in. I can get a lot of stuff batch filmed and worked out, and I've got to go to Kmart and I've got to get a whole heap of scrapbooking containers. I've seen them at scrapbooking shops and all the rest of it, and they're a little bit pricey, but apparently Kmart has them and they're really cheap, and they're great for being able to stack them up and have projects ready to go. So what I'm planning on doing, not necessarily filming everything that I need to film in January, I want to get a lot of stuff prepped so I can basically walk out, pull something off, and that's what the tutorial is going to be for that week. And I want to basically do a lot of that. I'll also have a lot of Ziploc bags, because 52 containers, that's a tall stack, although that's a lot of money too. That's like that'll be in excess of $400, and I really don't have that to spend on containers. So I'm thinking if I get 30 containers, that'll be a cool $100. And if I get 30 containers, then that's a month prepping that I can do. So at the end of each month, I can just prep all the projects, have everything that I need in it. Obviously, some things will have to get ordered and whatnot, and just have a piece of paper in the top saying ordered on its way. So at the end of each month, I know that the following month that's coming, I'll just have everything in there. And I also want to possibly get a few extras as well to do for quilting projects. What did I just do that for? It's not where I'm stitching. For quilting projects as well. So, once I've got all the sewing tutorials done and whatnot, and I've like crafting with DDs has its shelf, and I work on that until that project's finished. And the slow stitching Saturday, when I start a project, I work on that till it's finished. So they're my crafting days. I might only get an hour, but they're still making progress on them. And then I have to slot in some time for more quilting and getting my blocks done. For crafting for DDs for December, I'm actually doing Among the Stars Christmas quilt that I got from the Fat Quarter shop. So I've got to prep all that, and I want to get to Kmart and get one of those, one or two of those, so I can basically have them all cut and ready to go. And then with crafting with DDs, hopefully by the end of the month, I'll have the quilt done, because I will spend that time doing it and filming it. And, I'll probably just pre-film it, me making it, and just talk about what I'm doing at that time. It is a Fat Quarter shop block of the month and whatnot, so I can't give you measurements or anything because it was a purchased one. So I think they still actually have it on there, but as I get closer, I will talk about that sort of stuff. We're still only really in the first week of November, so as I'm getting closer to December, I will start talking about the things that I'm doing and the things that you might be interested in, and you can head off and purchase all that sort of stuff. So, and join in the fun. We're going to also have giveaways and all that sort of hoo-ha as well through the month of December. There'll be fabric and gift vouchers and all the things, and I won't be forgetting about my overseas people as well, my international viewers. You'll get prizes and stuff as well. I'm just still working out my budget and everything. So yeah. What else have we got going on? Like November and December are pretty hectic months. We're already going to be starting this month. We're starting some of our Christmas stitching, like ideas and decorations and stuff. So I've got a couple of little projects lined up. And what else have I got in November? All right, let me have a look. Oh, I've got a couple of mini quilts that we're going to do as well. That you can use for decorations, and a couple of quilt blocks that we're going to do. Tuesdays at this point is just going to be diamond painting when I get some more work done on that. And of course we've got Fridays, we've got Flosstube, and then Saturdays we've got slow stitching Saturday. I do believe that I've got it marked down there to just put up a slow stitching Saturday with just music and whatnot for the day that I'm away. And my Flosstube will be a Stitch with me this week, so the 11th of this month will actually be a Stitch with me. So I'm thinking that I am going to pull out a sampler and maybe work on that, because as I said, I've got a lot of frogging to do for my Halloween cracker. I've got to pull out an owl, a candle, the border that I started for the skeletons, and the cat that I'd already started. So I've got to pull all that out and clear up that spot so I can then place the cats in. I've decided to just leave the skeletons out of it. I think that will be the best thing to do. That way I can center up the cats, because they're in like a circle motif. I can center them up, get them stitched down, and then I can just fill in the space around it, put the owl back in, put the candle back in, maybe add an extra jack-o'-lantern, maybe some of those little diamonds and stuff like that. So that will be good. It'll end up looking really good. I'm really happy with it. Like, I had to step away from it for a couple of days, and I just stepped away, and I then put it on the couch, stepped away from it, and had a look, and it looks good. It's not going to be a bad piece, not by a long shot. And so then all I've got to do is order the frame and get that done. I've got a lot of FFOing to do as well. I'd like to, I'm thinking that I'm going to do that sporadically and maybe put that up as a Flosstube Extra on a Tuesday or something along those lines, because I have a lot of stitchy peeps on the channel that look for ways of finishing them. I'm no expert. I can show you what I do, but I'm no Vonna. So yeah, all right, but that is it from me today. I'd just like to say thank you so much for listening to me today, prattle on. Hopefully you are excited about the things that we've got coming up on the channel, and I'm looking forward to it. I am really looking forward to doing all these things and sharing them with you, and I'm really liking the layout of the channel at the moment. It's very casual, it's very relaxed, it's not stressed. If I don't get it out, I don't get it out. I just move it to another time, and I'm just taking a moment and just sharing my passion of quilting and crafting and reading with you guys. So I do a thank you for turning up each week. And if you are new, you're here and you've yet to subscribe, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it, and then that way you're not going to miss out on any of these future crafty uploads. And if you're a returning viewer and you've not yet subscribed, maybe it's time to hit that subscribe button, because you've come back and you're obviously enjoying what you're seeing. And for all of those lovelies that turn up every week and leave me comments, thank you so much. I do appreciate you being here and spending time with me. And hopefully soon, with all the retreats that are starting, we will be able to spend some time together in a room face to face. All right, that's it from me today. Have a wonderful day. Get lots of stitching in, and I will see you all again next time. Bye for now.